Cyber Leyline, coming to you from Austin, Texas.
We're so honored to welcome you to ConnectHER's International Women's Day celebration of 2021.
And this is our new song called Senseless Way.
Look up, look away, look around. I can't say just what it takes to take in the world as it is today. Hear the lies, hear dismay, hear the sound, hear what it may. We all need a place to tell, to relate, to relate. To relate, stand tall, be too much, hide from it all, and wait the rush, let the mind hush, but it keeps weighing, taste the love, taste the hate, it had enough, clean the plate, try to relate, to the sense of the senseless way. A story repeating, a one-side meeting, the face of a million years of seeding. We're breaking the ground, come up for breathing, guiding the way. Say just what it takes to take in the world as it is today.
Thank you all so much.
My wish for women in 2021.
My wish is that 2021 is a year of healing and celebration for women.
A wish for women in 2021 would be for us to continue paving our paths and boldly going towards our goals and dreams, occupying new spaces all throughout the industry and as well as other areas of leadership.
They would excel in leadership both in the family and at the workplace.
They will be free, and Afghanistan will be peaceful, and they will progress, and they will get education.
That women should be treated as human.
My wish for women in 2021 is that we can continue to feel empowered and that we continue to uplift each other.
My wish for women in 2021 is that we all achieve our dreams, we're all validated, our voices are heard, and our stories are respected.
That they all should be like Pippi Langstrømpe, have the same attitude, be strong and speak out.
In addition to being smart, brave, talented, and strong, that we are also kind and compassionate.
সবাইকে আন্তর্জাতিক নারী দিবসের শুভেচ্ছা। এবছরে আমরা চাই নারী নেতৃত্ব আরো বিকশিত হোক এবং কোভিড মহামারীতে নারীরা সমান সুযোগ পেয়ে এগিয়ে যাক।
2020 was a year of incredible success for women all over the world who continue to break ceilings that we never thought were breakable and we never even thought we could reach. So that is something worth celebrating, and I hope that we can use 2021 to acknowledge the incredible highs and also the dreadful lows.
I have a lot of hope for 2021. I saw so many beautiful faces marching for justice, marching for the right things, marching for the environment, marching for, what matters to us as a people. And we were able to create some really meaningful encouragement and inspiration for other countries. They were marching with us. They were marching with us in other countries. And that was, I never thought I'd see the day when we would lead others too in marches. So not only the Women's March, but then also Black Lives Matter. And all those kinds of things really brought about awareness and change and the feeling good about that you can make a difference. Your vote counts. This year was our vote counts and we count. So that's what I wish for 2021, more of that.
In 2021, the world needs a lot more kindness and a lot more compassion. And I hope that women can lead the way there as well.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lila Ingram, and I'm the founder of ConnectHER. Thank you so much for joining us for our first ever International Women's Day celebration. As many of you know, we're based in Austin, Texas, and I would be remiss not to pause for a moment and reflect on the recent devastation that many in our community have faced due to the recent winter storms. As we speak, many are still facing difficulties, including repairing flooded homes. For women in particular, this additional challenge on top of resuming job responsibilities, homeschooling during a global pandemic may feel like an insurmountable task. These are without doubt challenging times, particularly for women. Many of the hard-won gains related to gender equality throughout the globe have suffered heartbreaking setbacks. This sobering reality has been a deep source of reflection for me as a woman, and a powerful reminder of what I already knew and is central to our work at ConnectHER, that there are heroes among us. And I am so grateful that we at ConnectHER get to work with the incredible women that we work with every single day. In neighborhoods, cities, towns, and villages all over the world, women are the hope and are the ones that are providing the essential services that hold the fabric of families, workplaces, cultures, and societies together. Their resourcefulness and ingenuity is awe-inspiring and provides a strong call to action to all of us to lock hands and hearts in solidarity with these amazing women. For those of you who are new to ConnectHER, in addition to funding on-the-ground projects led by local women, and very importantly, local women who are from the very communities that they serve, we also produce an international film festival where students 25 and under submit original short films about global women's issues that spark change. You will see many of the films featured in these mini montages that we've created to showcase our work. We hope that this is a lighthearted event that will inspire you and as we continue to elevate women and girls around the world. I want to thank our incredible team, our board, our sponsors, our filmmakers, our gems, our giving circle, our judges, project partners, supporters, and volunteers, and all of you who make our work possible. And a special shout out to our sponsors for this event who make it possible. Eloise DeJoria, Human Act, Women Serve, the Ian Somerhalder Foundation. And then we have 2 new sponsors this year, HEB and 6 Square. We are super grateful to all of you. We could not do this important work to elevate the voices and stories of women and girls around the world without you. And we hope that you enjoy today. Enjoy the show.
You will be regarded as a hero. But with any heroic tale comes struggle and conflict, and your path to greatness will not be one without them. Society will try to conform you and turn you into something you're not. You may feel tempted to go along with what everyone else is doing. But I beg of you to stay strong and powerful. Times will get tough, and you will feel alone in this world.
As an Asian woman in this industry, it's hard for us to really do anything because we're either stereotyped or put in situations where we have to do what people think we want to do. And also to give the young folks out there an opportunity. These are kids that are hungry and have a fresh new view on things. I'm very excited about what's to come with the company.
You don't see a lot of Asian women in this business, you don't see a lot of Black women in this business, so it would be super dope just to see her be the first to be on that platform.
Olivia, no necesito un vestido.
Sí que lo necesitas. Este es perfecto. Vas a parecer toda una princesa.
A month ago, I couldn't leave my room without like an eyeliner on. And now I'm pushing myself to like be okay with leaving my room without literally like with zero makeup on.
Another way to start reclaiming your time is to spend less of it in front of the mirror.
I don't want to start picking or thinking about the things that I don't like about myself.
It's a waste of time.
Like I know there's not going to be a bug in my face, like, you know, like, so I stopped doing that because I'm like, I want to be focused on what I see rather than how to be seen.
The misrepresentation of Black girls in media has always been prevalent. First we were Mammy and Jezebel and Sapphire, and now we're on reality TV. Black girls don't get to live their lives the way they should. Everything is an issue. You got a relaxer, you're trying to be white. Coarse natural hair, you don't take care of yourself. Braids, ha, now you're ghetto. Weave, just give it up. This is what they all say, but why can't I just live? Our bodies are ours, no one else's. Nourish them, refresh them, appreciate them. We only have one body, and this journey of love and acceptance is never over. We just need to have the power to keep moving forward.
Coulem, c'est fiertem, c'est dignitem.
My female hero is without a doubt Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman was a champion for her people, enslaved Africans. She was also a champion for women as a member of the suffrage movement. She was also a champion of this country as a general in the Civil War. And finally, she was an advocate for the poor and the elderly. Harriet Tubman reminds us that as women, we don't have to choose one area where we want to see change and where we will offer our support. We can actually be an agent of change in multiple areas.
My favorite real life superhero would have to be my mother. You know, she has overcome tremendous challenges and she always reapproaches her goals and dreams with fervor, with passion, and she's instilled that in my sister and I so that we could grow up to be leaders in our own right. She's someone that I aspire to be like, and I hope that I'm able to lead by that same example one day.
Asadunnisa, Chief Trainer, former from Bangladesh Girl Guide. She's my grandparents. She's normal, but she's with us for her deeds and inspirations always. She is my real life hero.
This one really, the story of Nina, the heroine of Afghanistan. She started RAWA, the Revolutionary Women of Afghanistan, and she was martyred at a very young age, but continues to make an impact. And her superpower wasn't a cape, but it was utilizing the burqa and making every effort she can to help women and girls have access to health and education.
My female hero would have to be my mum. I know it's cliche, but she's always been there for me. She's super supportive, and I'm living very far from her at the moment. I miss her a lot, but she's always put other people before her. And now she's learning to put herself first, and she's out there following a career that really inspires her. She's doing things that make her happy, and I find her so inspiring.
I chose Elastigirl because when I was a young woman and trying to figure out who I was and what I was, the actress Holly Hunter plays Elastigirl. She does the voice for her. And when I saw broadcast news, it's when I realized that whatever she was in that film, that's what I was really good at. And it was a news producer and a producer. And that was really, growing up, there was a lot of clarity for me with that. So she became a hero, and then Elastigirl came out.
My heroes is Mother Teresa, of course. And my superheroes is Pippi Langstrump from Sweden.
I'd say Wonder Woman is my favorite female superhero. She's smart, powerful, she has an invisible jet. She's a good role model.
My real life superhero is my grandmother, because she always stands up for her morals, her values, and she always stands up for herself, and she doesn't expect anything less. And she teaches me to do the same. And I really, really appreciate that about her.
My current hero is Dr. Shukri Mohammed, who is a female surgeon in Somaliland and who saves lives on a daily basis.
Since I was 5 years old, My superhero was my father, and stay my superhero until the day I die. Because whoever I am today, whatever I learned, whatever I have done in this world, it's all because of my father. He was so generous. He was so gentle. In the time I was growing, Karin, in Afghanistan, I saw people sell their daughter, made their daughter marry, beat their daughter. Their daughter never saw anywhere, never went to school, or I went to school, got married. But my father gave me freedom since I was a little girl. Even people come ask my hand, and he asked me, do you want to marry? I said no. He told people, go away. So that is a kind of father he was. So I really could not compare my father with any hero.
जब तक औरत तंग रहेगी, जब तक औरत तंग रहेगी, जब तक औरत तंग रहेगी।
तक मैंने कोई 80,000 से ज़्यादा ख़ानदानों को आज़ाद करवाया, ना मैंने किसी को पैसे दिए हैं, ना ही मैंने बंदे वापस किए हैं। ये तो मेरा रिकॉर्ड है। हर भट्टे पे हमने 2 हैंडपम्प, साफ पीने के पानी के, और 6 लैट्रीन, 4 औरतों के लिए और 2 मर्दों के लिए।
ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਹੱਕ ਤੇ ਆਪ ਖੁਦ ਖੜੇ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਬੋਲੋ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਮਾਲਕ ਨਾਲ ਮੁਤਾਲਬਾ ਕਰੋ ਕਿ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵਾਸ਼ਰੂਮ ਬਣਾ ਕੇ ਦੇਵੇ, ਅੱਛਾ ਪਾਣੀ ਦੇਵੇ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬਹਿਣ ਲਈ ਕੋਈ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਹੋਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਖਾਣਾ ਖਾਓ। ਸ਼ਨਾਖਤੀ ਕਾਰਡ ਕੋਈ ਸ਼ਨਾਖਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ।
ਅਸੀਂ ਖੁਸ਼ ਆ, ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਤੇ ਸਾਨ ਹੈ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਜ਼ਾਦ करवाया।
सबसे पहले मैंने इस गांव में ये काम शुरू किया, तो बात से बात ही निकलती है, तो लोगों को अवेयरनेस आती है। फिर हमने वो पेप्सी की बोतल थी, वो हमने काट के उसके अंदर हमने पाइप लगाया, पाइप लगा के प्रणाले वो सारे बाकी बंद कर दिए। उस पाइप को बाहर वाली साइड से हम अंदर लेके आए, और हमने एक ज़मीन दोस्त टैंक बनाया हुआ था, वो मेरे अब्बू ने बनाया खुद। अब मैं जो है वो और जॉब भी करती हूँ, तो मेरे लिए ये आसानी हो गई है कि मेरे घर में पानी होता है, तो मैं आसानी से जो है अपनी जॉब को टाइम दे सकती हूँ। मैंने तकरीबन 500 ख़वातीन को ट्रेनिंग दी है पौधा के साथ, पेपर माशी की, पेपर मेकिंग की, प्लास्टिक रिसाइकलिंग की, ट्रक कार्ट की, मुख्तलिफ ट्रेनिंग दी है।
प्रदेश काल کې مې واده شوی، پلار مې چې ناجوړه شو نو هغه ورته وویلې چې دا م راوله و بله خور مې هلته کلي کې ده، دا م راوله. دوی ورته ویل چې زموږ خویندې دي، موږ به یې تپوس کوو. نو دوی خو بیا زما تپوس نه کوه. دا زوی مې راسه و ورغلم کور ته، او دا ټیم و، او ویل نه یې دله در کوم. د هغه د کوره ووتم، د بل رور ته لاړم، هغه هم ویل نه یې در کوم. په ژړا دې کور ته راغلم. نو بیا ما ویل چې بس دوی ته مال تاسو پې دغه وکړئ، دعوه پې وکړئ. دوی بیا ویل دعوې کوه، ویل ته به له څنګه راځې؟ ما حق دی، په کار دی چې دوی مال راکړي।
আমি আসলে এখন বর্তমানে আমার নাম আপনার জানেন হাজরা বেগম, আর আমার এই তো যৌনকর্মীদের বাচ্চা মূলত সব ভালো কোনো পরিবেশে বেরোনোর সুযোগ নাই। এই একটা মাত্র পথ আছে যে তাদেরকে একত্র করে তাদের মায়েদের কাছ থেকে এনে তাদের লেখাপড়া শিখে একটা ভালো পরিবেশে তৈরি করার জন্য। সে মা কি করে সেটা দেখার দায়িত্ব না আমার দেখার দায়িত্ব বাচ্চাটা কীভাবে বড় হইতেছে। আর আমার মূলত আমার উদ্দেশ্য এই বাচ্চাদের নিয়ে কাজ করা, বাচ্চাদের যতদিন থাকবো এই ছোটো বাচ্চাদের নিয়ে কাজ করবো। ভালো লাগে কাজ করতে, কারণ অ্যাকচুয়ালি সারাদিন ওদের সাথে চলে তো এখন। আর আমি নিজেও ছোটোবেলা থেকে তো বিভিন্ন সুযোগ সুবিধার থেকে বঞ্চিত হয়েছি, এর জন্য চাই না যে আর কোনো শিশু বিভিন্ন সুযোগ সুবিধা থেকে বঞ্চিত হোক।
Being a front-runner, her hopes and her success would inspire the parents to change their attitude towards the girls and hence help them to understand that girls are never burden to the families.
আমাদের নিজেদের ক্যারিয়ার নিয়ে অনেক স্বপ্ন থাকে, সেই স্বপ্নটা গোছানোর জন্য ফ্যামিলি বাবা মার সাপোর্টটা অনেক প্রয়োজন। আমরা বিশেষ করে দেখব যে আমাদের ভাইদের সাপোর্টটা বেশি করা হয়, আমরা যে মেয়ে আমাদের সাপোর্টটা কম করা হয়। একটা মেয়েকে উপদেশ দিয়ে কোনোই লাভ নেই, কিন্তু একটা উপদেশ তার ফ্যামিলিকে দেওয়া উচিত, বিশেষ করে বাবা মাকে। আর একটা ছেলেকে কি বলা হয় যে তুমি ব্যাংকের ম্যানেজার হবা, তুমি ডক্টর হবা, তুমি ইঞ্জিনিয়ার হবা। একটা ছেলেকে বড় স্বপ্ন দেখানো হয়, একটা মেয়েকে কিন্তু না। আপনারা মেয়েদের একটু সাপোর্ট করবেন, তাহলে হয়তো বা দেখা যাচ্ছে যে আমরা যেটুকু ভালো করছি তার থেকেও বেশি ভালো করব।
Before any of this happened, before hearing Megan Rapinoe's speech about like doing better and doing more, I did not think my voice really mattered. Like I didn't think, I was like, oh yeah, I could go to a rally or I could protest, but like I'm not gonna make a difference. And I was so wrong. When Mia Hamm tweets about our team, I'm like, wait a second, like somebody who I look up to and inspires me is inspired by me. Like that's a big deal that my voice was heard by them.
Going out into the world, I now have I realize that you actually can make a difference, that's true, and we're just one little high school soccer team from Burlington, Vermont, but so many people know about us and so many people are behind our message, so yeah.
The ConnectHER PitchFest gives participants aged 13 to 30 an opportunity to compete for a chance to make a ConnectHER-commissioned film. The film should create awareness or shine a light on solutions to a problem faced by women and girls. The winner will receive a $2,500 award. Meet our 2021 PitchFest judges and finalists coming up next. Elizabeth Avian is co-owner and vice president of Troublemaker Studios and president of EYA Productions. Dr. Alaa Murabit is an award-winning medical doctor, global security strategist, women's rights advocate, and United Nations High-Level Commissioner and Sustainable Development Goal Global Advocate. And the last one is me, so I can do that one myself. Hi, everybody. I'm Sarah Hirsch-Bordeaux, and I am so honored to be here with you in celebrating International Women's Day. I am also in Austin, and I've been a filmmaker for about 7 years. I think for me, why this is so beautiful and so important is that when you believe in the filmmaker, especially if she's a girl, you are saying that her voice matters and that her voice is powerful and needed and necessary enough to be believed in and invested in. I can say this from personal experience. 7 years ago, I moved back from Los Angeles to Austin to produce the first TED Women event, which was an honor in itself. And I asked a young female hero of mine, Lizzie Velasquez, to take the stage. After she delivered this beautiful TED Talk, I just had a feeling that I was supposed to build her a new kind of stage. I had never been a filmmaker before. No one should have believed in me that I could do it, but I just knew that I was here in part to help her. So I started pitching and trying to raise money, and then we did a Kickstarter, and I remember feeling so much pressure, but also so much humility around being believed in to tell Lizzie's story. And together we put out a film that ended up winning South by Southwest in 2015. And I then went on to now being played in just over 40 countries. I'm in my fourth film now, and I could not be prouder to bring Megan, Luanga, and Halima's vision and goals to be believed in today. So without further ado, let us meet Megan. Hi, Megan. And Megan's story that she is looking to tell. She is our first finalist of 3. And I would love to cue up her pitch. And afterwards, my fellow judges and I will ask a couple questions on the other side. Her film pitch is Pretty Shouldn't Hurt. Let's take a
Hi,
look.
my name is Megan Mopney. I've had the pleasure of working with Girls Impact the World and ConnectHER in the past, as you can probably tell by my shirt, and I'm so excited to be pitching to all of you today. I am pitching a documentary-style short titled Pretty Shouldn't Hurt that would explore the ways that the saying beauty is pain has conditioned young girls and women to partake in activities harmful to their bodies just for the sake of fitting into the unrealistic beauty standards put into place by society. Now, this short would follow many different women with many different stories, one of which would be my own story. When I was only 16 years old, I competed in pageants and I was fat-shamed by my adult pageant directors. They forced me to delete a photo off of social media because they thought I looked too fat in it. This is the photo. In their words, resulted in a toxic cycle in which I would starve my body, binge eat, hate myself for binging, and then overexert my body in a physical workout. And I wish then that I knew what true beauty was, and I'm fortunate enough to know what it is now, and that's why I want to help redefine beauty. Now here you can see the aesthetic of the film. I want to create images that show how someone can look like everything's perfect on the outside, but be broken on the inside. The purpose of Pretty Shouldn't Hurt would be to teach young girls and women that beauty is not born from pain. Beauty is born when you realize that you do not deserve the pain that you feel. I promise that if you were to choose me, you'd be choosing someone who doesn't just want to create a film, but someone who wants to create permanent change. Thank you so much for this amazing opportunity.
Oh, fantastic, Megan. Okay, Elizabeth, do you want to take the first question?
Yes, Megan. I am, as a person from a country called Venezuela, beauty pageants are the biggest thing, and I do understand the amount of pain that women tend to put themselves through. I find it interesting, and I wanted to ask you, are you going to be using footage, historical footage somewhat of things like this to make the point? And also I wanted to know the length of the film approximately that you're planning on doing, just to know the scope, because, it's a very wide subject in a lot of ways. And I just wondered, how you would hone that in, or what your vision is.
So, for example, I want this documentary style short, which would be about 10 to 15 minutes, because I think that would be the perfect length to get the message across and explore so many different stories. But while it does explore my story, it will also explore the stories of many different women from many different backgrounds, because I want it to connect with as many people as possible. And I want people to walk away not feeling like they just watched a film, but they just had a conversation with whoever the women are in the film telling their stories. And so what I would love to do is have a combination of real life photos from the women who do share their stories. For example, I have photos, I have videos that I would love to include, and whoever else I do end up amplifying their voices, real life photos from them as well. However, I want it to end with a positive message. So it would show the women walking away from the hands, smiling, feeling beautiful just the way they are, loving their natural. Maybe they're taking makeup off. I'd love to see them cutting the puppet strings and just saying, this isn't my body. I'm proud of myself unconditionally.
My question really is around, in what way would your video be different?
I think that's an amazing question. And I think something that does make mine different is the fact that it will be combining elements of just creative filmmaking and real life. It's going to be telling real stories and pulling from people's real life stories, but it's also going to be pulling from sets that are purposely made to look a certain way. And I think that the reason it would be different is because it's going to be amplifying so many different voices. I want it to be something that can relate to as many people as possible, because I think that's the best way to make change, is making people feel connected and making people feel heard. And something else that I think would make this story unique and cool is that it would not only offer healing for those who watch it, but I do think it would definitely offer healing for those who are in it and speak in it, because sometimes it takes opening up and talking about the things that scare you to finally feel like you're healed, because you've got your message out there and you finally feel like people can take something away from your hurt, so that way they don't have to experience the hurt you feel, or they themselves can heal.
Megan, that's so great. Thank you. I think my question is a little bit around impact, because I think the other judges have pointed on some of the instincts that I also had. Because I think what we showed in our montages earlier is how many women are drawn to tell stories of worth being more than skin deep, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think knowing that you're coming to the table with a similar objective of film, but told in your way, I'd love to kind of jump to the end and understand a little bit about the impact that you hope that the film could achieve. Are you thinking of partnering with any particular nonprofits to benefit, or engagement? How do you see the impact rolling out after the film?
In the past, I have done that. For example, I did an anti-bullying suicide prevention film in the past, and I kind of teamed up with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention and held a screening of that event, and we actually raised $1,400 for that cause that night. So that was something really amazing. So I would definitely love to do that. And that is something I'd have to look further into. But to kind of go off of that, after people watch the film, I think what helped me learn to love myself after being told that I wasn't enough just based off of my appearance was they made me feel like I deserved to be treated the way I was being treated. And so I want people to watch this film and walk away realizing that they don't deserve to feel like they're not good enough. They don't deserve to feel like all that matters is what they look like. They deserve to feel beautiful, not just on the outside, but on the inside. So that's something that I would absolutely love for people to walk away from this film getting. And I absolutely love the idea of teaming up with another organization. I've done it with films in the past and turned them into fundraisers. That's something I'd love to do. And yeah.
All right. Our next finalist is Liwanga. Awesome. Okay. We're so excited to have Liwanga as a part as finalist number 2. As you can see here, she belongs to a South African performing arts studio and plans to continue a career in theater and film. This is a first look of her vision for Divided as One.
I'm Liwanga Masawe. I'm 14 years old and I'm going to pitch my story, Divided as One. Divided as One is a story about a young woman and an older woman that have an encounter which leads them to realize how both of their traumatic childhoods with experience of gender-based violence leads them to different paths. This encounter acts as a mirror where one reflects on her past self and the other woman envisions her future. Gender-based violence is a nationwide problem for women and girls in South Africa, and I hope this story can shed light on how different generations of women could heal each other, help and heal each other. Our team will be made up of a studio, a performing arts studio called Kids Performing Arts Studio from South Africa, which is made up by kids for kids. Yes, that is Divided as One.
Fantastic. Elizabeth, I would love to let you take the first question for that beautiful concept.
For me, seeing the different generations, it's beautiful. It's a communion of and a connection, because we as women obviously go through things, and we have gone through things as children sometimes in trauma. I just wondered how is there a healing aspect to your message? Is there how long will the film be approximately in your mind, a range? Because it's like with Megan, those are big concepts, and I just want to hear more your thoughts about how that will be put together for you.
I plan to have the film, around 15 to 20 minutes in total. And as for the different generations and how
there's an aspect of healing. There will definitely be scenes in which the two main characters, the younger woman and the older woman, have conversations and they talk about what is going on with them and what has happened with them in their lives. They, as I said, they act as a mirror to each other, and so I would like to include where the older woman is watching this younger girl pursue her dreams and have her realize how much that she is missing out on, because as a coping mechanism to escape from her trauma, she started to work and she did stuff that she didn't want to do as a career to make money, because she absolutely did not want to go back to poverty, in which she has to rely on somebody and she has to rely on a man to make her money, where that man feels like she owes him something, where he can abuse her and whoever is around her, just like what had happened with her and her mother. I also wanted the younger girl to watch the older woman and to realize what she doesn't want to happen to her when she's older and what she does want. I want them to find things in each other where they can find how they can heal each other and help each other with their journeys.
I think my question really comes to how you're casting this and what language this will be in. Is it meant to just be kind of a conversation between the two, or will you intersperse it with other type of footage, or how will you really kind of immerse the viewer in this conversation?
Okay, I definitely, it's not just conversation, but most of the healing process will be through a conversation. I wanted to include contrasting shots between how the older woman lives and how the younger woman lives, because the younger woman lives in a sort of township, if we call it, not a very affluent or very rich neighborhood, and the older woman lives in a more affluent neighborhood, and I wanted to contrast how their lives are different, yet but still highlighting how they have the same source of pain and the same source of trauma. There will also be dancing scenes, perhaps a flash mob, because dance is a very big thing for both of our characters. That is the dream that the younger girl is pursuing. She has the resources to pursue a career in dance, and the older woman unfortunately did not. In South Africa, we definitely have a lot of discourse about gender-based violence and who's to blame, and each different generation has their own way of dealing with things and their own value systems, and they place a lot of blame on each other. And I really wanted to highlight the fact that we don't have to blame each other. We definitely have our own coping mechanisms. We have our own value systems, and we honestly just need to support each other.
Thank you so much. And now if we could put up Halima's card, please, to introduce our final finalist of the film pitch.
Yeah.
Perfect. Halima is a lawyer and already an award-winning documentary filmmaker. The next film she wants to take on is focusing on the work of Roshane Safar, and I'll let her pitch play now, and we'll talk to her on the other side.
One of the main hurdles to empowerment, perhaps the biggest of them all, is what lies between a woman and her financial independence. Give a woman the ability and the safety to make her own decisions, and you've provided her with a key to her own liberty. Join me in following the story of Roshane Safar, the founder of ConnectHER Foundation in Pakistan. ConnectHER is the first microfinance institution in Pakistan that helps in creating and enabling an environment for women micro-entrepreneurs. Over 200 impoverished and marginalized women have benefited directly from ConnectHER, ranging from loans provided to them, basic financial literacy trainings, while simultaneously bringing to light topics not spoken about, such as child marriages and human trafficking.
The main challenges that ConnectHER faced when it was founded in 1996 was actually convincing these women that you're actually worthy, you should take the loan to actually expand your businesses.
Follow Roshani's story as I document her struggles and celebrate her successes. I will be interviewing Roshani personally, where she will tell us the story of how she began it all. We will meet the women who she has helped liberate and become financially independent, and talk to them of how ConnectHER Foundation has changed their lives forever. True liberty comes from realizing one's potential for greatness. Help me tell ConnectHER's story and bring to the forefront an inspiring journey that could help change the lives of millions.
That was fantastic. Elizabeth, over to you.
Great pitch. When I watch these sorts of films, I always like to know more about some of the people that have had success or even struggles that then became successes. That's always such a interesting and trajectory part of it all, and how you adjust to help them. Okay, so we have this problem. And I just wondered if you were going to take some of these more, the women that actually ended up receiving the microloans and how they were able to go through the struggles themselves.
Definitely. So I plan to basically interview women who, because a lot of these women, like if you've seen in the pitch, the homes they're from, they're impoverished, and they're from very difficult, marginalized backgrounds. So I plan on going interviewing these women, how their lives were before, what sort of effect ConnectHER and Roshani had on them, how they are now. And one of the women who I even spoke to when I first met, because I talked to Roshani about the pitch, and she was kind of explaining what an impact it made. And I thought, this is great. If you could actually have the stories, first-hand experiences of what sort of difference ConnectHER and Roshani made, that would, that's what makes a difference. And that's how the story could be told, through their experiences.
Hi, Halima. It's so nice to finally meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Ala, I would love for you to jump in now.
Well, I believe so strongly in the power of a story to inspire others and to really kind of create or amplify role models that exist in our communities. I was wondering, are you going to have in the video reflections from people in the community that had been changed by her leadership? Or will it be more kind of a biopic about her?
No, it's going to be about the people that have sort of been influenced by her. So I want to sort of tackle this from two angles. One from Roshani's angle and how she began it, and then one from the angle of the women and their first-hand experiences and how they have had an effect through Roshani's work and sort of how it's changed their lives. So we're sort of showing the women with the power that she's kind of, and the difference that she's made and the effect that she has on the women who, are receiving that, the difference that she's making. So it's basically from two perspectives.
I'll finish our round off. Being that you are an award-winning documentary filmmaker and probably have more films under your belt than I do, I would love to know, when you think about the impact narrative and, the global empowerment of women, and if you can see it, you can be it. Are you hoping for a positive contagion, if you will? What is the impact story that you're hoping for women outside of Pakistan?
I'm hoping that people, because you see the effect that ConnectHER and Roshani and all of this has, is it goes beyond Pakistan, because even the people who are seeing her work, they get in touch with her. So I want more people to know that, there's this place that is sort of helping women and giving these small loans. So, we're inviting people, not in just, domestic, it's more international, that, hear about the story, hear about Roshani, hear about these different women and their experiences. And if you want to come and help and be a part of this journey, then please do. So I want this to be more than just, be limited to just Pakistan. I want everyone to hear about it on more an international level and just, limiting. Because right now I feel like people are hearing about it, but at the end of the day, I feel media is so, film is so strong. So I want to use that to sort of help Roshani and help the women who have this effect.
And just because I think I haven't heard it yet, is this intended to be a feature or a short?
This is intended to be a feature or a short. So it's basically, I'm thinking around 10 to 15 minutes would be great. I don't want it too long. I just want, the message to be short and with the interviews concise. The story should be there, and it should sort of be powerful and have that impact.
Perfect. Beautiful. So the judges and I are going to go into a breakout room, have a little visit, and then on the other side, we'll come back and Elizabeth will make the announcement. But I think on behalf of all of us, no matter who the winner is of this pitch, we would love to be continued support for you and your storytelling endeavors. You are exactly who we need out there. So we'll talk to you on the other side. Bye.
Thank you.
It all started from 1930 to 1945. Japanese soldiers had set up comfort stations to meet their sexual desires. The technical term for these atrocious sites are referred to as Japanese military sexual slavery station. They fooled the innocent girls to fraudulent jobs and were abducted against their will. It was on August 14, 1991, when Huckson Kim publicly testified for the first time about the comfort woman issue. However, the Japanese government denied its involvement. Not a single word of apology was spoken. No matter what race, no matter what religion, no matter what age, no matter what our labels are, we come as one to receive Japanese apology, to not forget about the victim's past, because the truth is forever remembered.
Parwendo rwangu rwekurorwa ndichiri mudiki ndakadzidza zvakawanda kuti mudzimai anofanirwa kunge aine chekuita mukati mekurarama kwake. Uyezve mudzimai anofanirwa kunge achienda kuchikoro achizviitira zvinhu zvake achienda kuchikoro nekuti kudzidza kwakakosha. Takaona kuti education is an achievement, marriage is not an achievement. Chandakadzidza inini ndechekuti munhukadzi anofanira kusimuka achitaura zviri kumunetsa kuitira kuti izwi rake rinzwike kunze uko, nekuti ukasasimuka uchitaura nyaya dzako hapana kwaunoenda, unoramba kwangotsimbirirwa.
Em thực sự muốn đi học, em muốn học lên cấp 2, cấp 3 và lên cả đại học. Em muốn đi ra khỏi những dãy núi xem thế giới bên ngoài có những gì. Em tin rằng khi em thực sự mong muốn một điều gì đó sẽ có cách để em thực hiện được. Ước mơ của em là được đến trường để trở thành một cô giáo.
Studied hard and got 5 A's, a B and a C. I was very grateful for that. And then I applied to African Leadership Academy and I was accepted. Wow. Suddenly, I felt bigger. When I got my acceptance letter, I felt bigger. I felt bigger than the man that was on top of me. I felt bigger than the police that hit my elderly aunt and kicked her on the floor. I felt bigger. I felt bigger than Limpopo River. I felt bigger than the name foreigner for once in my lifetime.
Not all people who traffic want to do it, and not all people who are trafficked want to do it. Like, this guy had a full-time job at a burger joint on South Congress. He lived a double life. Like, he was a bright and shiny citizen in a lot of people's eyes. And the last night I was high, which was August 27th of 2016, he gave me a signal and I took it and ran with it. I drove for 8 hours straight with traffickers following me with cages in the back of their cars all night long. I had $15 in my pocket, but I couldn't even get out to get gas because they were just waiting for me at the pumps. I had 2 knives in either of my hands, and I was reading a Bible like I had never had any faith in my life. I was like praying to Jesus, please just save me. I am now 14 months sober, off of meth and alcohol, any drug, anything that alters my personality or my mindset. But mostly, I celebrate 14 months of freedom.
Hay muchos, los jóvenes somos de muchas diferentes índoles de sociedad, ya sea también alcohólicos, drogadictos, también simplemente nomás, somos gente que viene de México y no tiene estabilidad porque todo el dinero lo mandan para México, o muchas cosas pasan para que estar unos jóvenes, ¿verdad? Pero yo no quiero estar jóvenes así, yo quiero tener otra vez un lugar en la sociedad, yo quiero volver a tener mi casa, un trabajo, yo quiero salir adelante, no me quiero seguir sintiendo como una escoria de la sociedad toda mi vida.
Are we going to walk through a change in a compassionate way, where we are each other's neighbors, where we're in relationship with people, where we say, what are your needs, what are my needs? Or are we going to walk around with blinders on?
We're getting shut down because we are outspoken and we're advocates not for ourselves, but for everybody else. So they're shutting us down to keep us quiet. But it's not going to work, we're just going to get louder.
موږ خپل ځان نه شروع کړو خپل کور نه کنه لکه څنګه ورکچواړه شو مونږ شو یوت شو او نور خلک نور مشران هم خلک شو ټول لپاره کاده چې ټول یو ونه ولګي نو چې ونه ولګي زموږ ټول موسم هر څه حالات برغښت زموږ د ټول ماحول به ټیک کیږي موږ چې نن په سکول کې کوي خپل بوټي لګولي دا غي بل ګروست خلکو ته پیدا وي ابا خلکو له سورې ورکای خلک وته ځان ټانه چي ټول سکول واړه چي دي ټول ته دا ما دا پروميس کړی دی چې ټول ته دا خبره کومه چې بوټي به لګاو اوس چې دا کم شي دی هغه شي دی بس پرې دوا دغه او بچا ته کمی دي مونږ ته کمی دي ګرمي چاته سیوا ده مونږ ته سیوا ده نور پولوشن چاته را جوړ شوی دی مونږ په څه ځای بیماری کو مونږ په خپل کړی دي مونږ بیماری کو نو مونږ ټول له پکار ده هر یو کسو یوت والی کچ ماشومانی مونږ یو زموږ مشرانو د ټول له پکار ده چې د ټول یو بوټي ولګای راځئ چې موږ خپل ملک شین کړو
And my favorite ConnectHER moment of all time would have to be when I got the opportunity to serve as a judge for the next voices, the next up-and-coming filmmakers. There couldn't be a better time for young female filmmakers and storytellers to be sharing their impactful tales.
I'm gonna pick meeting Lila. So Lila, it was just such a wonderful moment in time when we met, and I could see and honor the greatness in you and how dedicated you are to this platform for women and girls stories.
We connected immediately, and I could really feel how much that the work was meant for her, and how she was fighting for that.
As I started volunteering with ConnectHER organization, I got the opportunity to work with a different country and a different project, being in my home place, being in my country. So I was working with Democratic Republic of Congo. I was working with women and children who were vulnerable. So we have promoted their education and also worked for the reducing gender-based violence. So that was one of the best opportunities I have gotten from ConnectHER, and I'm grateful for that.
ConnectHER কাজ থেকে খরচ পাওয়ার পর থেকে আমাকে আর দোকানে কাজ করতে হতো না আমি আগে এখন শুধু পড়ালেখা করি আগের থেকে ভালোভাবে করছি ওনারা শুধু আমাকে কর্মক্ষেত্রে সহযোগিতা করেনি বরং আমাকে ঝুঁকিপূর্ণ শিশু শ্রম থেকে মুক্তি দিয়েছেন আমি ConnectHER প্রতি কৃতজ্ঞতা প্রকাশ করছি
But my favorite moments is when then we get to the festival and we get to meet the filmmakers that we as a group, as judges and as board members chose to be honored and win some of the awards. And I love meeting them. And when they come to visit us in Austin, some of them come from very far away. So sometimes we've had people from Congo, we've had people from Mexico, we've had people that have come up from Pakistan and places like that in the past. So that's really the full circle for me of the part of our mission that then we can then educate others about what happens around the world.
The opportunity to judge the Girls Impact the World Film Festival is always a special moment. Getting to see young filmmakers and their ambition put on screen and getting to see their stories is always exciting.
My favourite ConnectHER moment would have to be when Nell Bazley and I won the Ending Violence Against Women category in the 2020 ConnectHER Film Festival with our film Stolen Skin. It was just incredible to have a film that meant so much to us receive international recognition.
My favorite ConnectHER moment is the day I found out that I was gonna be a finalist for the 2019 Girls Impact the World Film Festival. It was just such an amazing confidence boost, and what a way to validate my talents and my experiences. It was my first time applying to a film festival, my first time making a film, and to have it be accepted as a finalist was just absolutely amazing. Even just thinking about it to this day, I get emotional because I'm just so forever grateful for everything that ConnectHER has done for me, all the people that I've met, all the experiences that I've had, the connections. I just really, really love and appreciate ConnectHER so much. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Wow, I'm sitting here hanging on every single word being said by our filmmakers, our supporters, our advocates. I'm just so happy on this International Women's Day, and I want to welcome you again and just say thank you. I think today we're celebrating a lot of things. One, we're celebrating each of you that are here with us. We're celebrating the women who are working tirelessly across the globe to lift other women and all people up out of whatever plight they might be enduring. And I think we're celebrating the opportunity for freedom. I say opportunity because while many of us are free, many of us are also not yet free. And so I hope that today you feel as inspired and as hopeful as I sit here feeling, but also as proud of what we as women and girls are seeing happen in our world. This is a different time. This is a different moment where organizations like ConnectHER are here to back each and every one of us up, to lift each other up and to support each other. And let's be honest, how many of us have endured and still perhaps endure experiences where we are put down, we are belittled, we are mansplained, we are hurt, and we are traumatized? It still happens. It happens across the board, and that's not okay. ConnectHER exists to say that's not okay, and we're going to shine a light on these issues that face women and girls across the world. And so I'm sitting here on behalf of the board of directors to just say thank you, to hope that you will join with us. And if you're not already following ConnectHER and the work of ConnectHER through social media and other projects that we support and we take on, please do that. There are so many ways that you can join us and be a part of this movement, because it takes all of us. It takes each and every one of us to be here supporting each other and lifting each other. Just watching the judges interview the finalists and do so in such an uplifting and positive way warms my heart and tells me that we're on the right track. So I want to invite you to continue being on this journey because we need you. ConnectHER needs you, and we as women and girls need one another. So with that, I'm excited to share with you some really impressive ConnectHER impact statements and numbers, if you will. As you will see, we have since the day of our founding about 10 years ago now, it's hard to believe that. That's when I first met Lila in 2011, had 1,250 plus films be submitted, over $175,000 in scholarships, and more than 300,000 views. And we're really proud of the fact that our project partners have had investment of more than $500 million or $1 million. We're going to get to $1 billion. 3 more zeros. That's all we need. So clearly we've got more work to do, but the impact that our supporters, when they are our sponsors, like the wonderful people participating today, or our gems, or our monthly donors, we really, really appreciate each and every one of you. You can see here the opportunities that we have for support. And what we're going to show you here, if you're interested, is take your phone, put your camera on, and I'll do it along with you. Just hover over the QR code. As you do that, it will bring up an opportunity to see how you can help us achieve a lofty but not so difficult goal today, because if we all participate, we can get there. How do we get to $10,000 to make a difference? $100 a month donation. Those can help us get there. $25 a month donation, or even a one-time donation. Anything and everything helps. So I want to thank you, and I want to invite you to join with us and help us reach our goal for this beautiful 2021 International Women's Day. Thank you all. Now I'm going to turn it back to Elizabeth.
Thank you so much, Fairuz. It's always so great to hear you speak, so inspiring. This is always so beautiful yet difficult, because we have one award and 3 people that did an incredible job of truly coming up with a great story that is a doable film, and a very they understand what their vision is, and they also understand what it means to put it out there and how it could change lives, even if you just speak to one person. This is always a very important time. Lewonga, Halima, and Megan, all of you did a great job. Us, the judges, felt that we're so impressed with each one of you and with what you're doing, and we encourage you to do it, no matter whether you receive this award or not, the scholarship to do the film. But our decision was that we would Lewonga's pitch, Lewonga Mashlawa. She told us how to say her name. She's so beautiful. Is the winner today of this award and this scholarship. And we want to help her also in supporting her vision and supporting in any way that us as filmmakers that are involved as your judges to be there for you and for all 3 of you with whatever you need to make your films. And congratulations, Lewonga.
Okay, sorry. My mom was celebrating in the background. Thank you so much to ConnectHER for the opportunity to tell my story and to use young girls from Gen Z, obviously. I will definitely be casting from the studio that I'm from, because I know there are so many girls in that studio who are talented and they have a story to tell. My crew will be completely made up of teenagers. And happy International Women's Day. I'm so excited to create this film. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Thank you all the judges for everything. That was amazing. I loved every single pitch. I know that we will be of support for all 3 of you in any way you need. For all 3 of the finalists, they were all incredible. I will just close in saying that one of the things I love about ConnectHER is the work that we do to uplift the voices of women and girls around the world. And anyone can do that. We all can do it. And that would be my wish, is for us all to do that, whether it's someone in our family or a coworker or a woman of color. We can always elevate someone. That, that to me, like that's just a natural job that we are meant to do, is to uplift and elevate each other, care about each other, and to invest in each other as women and girls. And so I'm just grateful to have this platform, grateful to have the support that we have from our team and our, I think Leanne just posted a slide of our gems, our ConnectHER gems. So we're just truly grateful and humbled that they continue to believe in us and believe in our work and support us from month to month. I just want to wish you all a happy International Women's Day, and hopefully we will continue to thrive and grow and celebrate women in every way and keep doing this work. I want to thank all of you who have been a part of this and involved. And please, if you were inspired by any of the films or speakers or filmmakers, share ConnectHER with a friend or a colleague. We can only do this work with your support.
Hey, I'm wondering if everybody who's still here wouldn't mind if you use social media to put whatever post today you feel inspired by. And I'm talking to the gentlemen on the call as well who support women and girls. We thank you for being here because we need you. Your voices matter too. And if people will put the hashtag #HerVoiceMatters. Her voice matters because all of your voices matter. And we would love for you to join us in celebrating this International Women's Day by doing that and tagging ConnectHER.